The European Parliament has given its backing to the creation of a digital identity wallet. It's a new identification system that the EU aims to implement for the majority of EU citizens. Critics say this is the first step toward a social credit score, similar to that in China, that limits who can have access to services. NTD's France correspondent David Vives has more.
European Parliament has given its nod to the Digital Identity Wallet Bill, a transformative initiative poised to reshape the identification system across the EU. According to the EU, the ID system will offer safe, free and convenient personal digital wallets. This shift in digital innovation spans the entire EU. The system covers a wide range of aspects, including booking travel, social media logins, setting up medical appointments, and navigating public transportation. This piece of legislation represents a major shift in how people's identity is overseen by governments, according to publisher Eric.
Le projet de la Commission européenne,
the European Commission's plan is to modify individual identity. We will no longer be identified in our state, in our nation. We will be identified in the Union. And we don't even know whether German, French, or Greek nationality will continue.
The use of the EU wallet remains strictly voluntary. However, the EU hopes to achieve an 80% adoption rate among European citizens before 2030. Some critics say a centrally controlled European digital ID could be leveraged by Brussels to erode equality and freedom. It might be used as a tool for discrimination based on what the EU approves or disapproves, says Verag.
We are gradually moving from a society based on rights to a society based on authorization, where you have to ask for authorization before doing something. You can only do it if you are authorized to do it, and if you refuse the system, you are discriminated against and little by little banished.
Verag asks whether this technology in the hands of those previously involved in extensive monitoring of people's behavior during the pandemic might lead to coercive measures that infringe upon civil liberties.
C'est le principe du pass vaccinal.
It's the principle they used with the vaccine pass. This is very much like the Chinese-style social credit, where good citizens are rewarded and bad ones penalized. In other words, there is no longer any equality of rights.
The digital ID will now have to be formally endorsed by the EU Council of Ministers to become law. David Vives, NTD News, Paris.